Ek dink is weer tyd dat David Brooke van Sport24 saam met Tinus Bierman en myself gaan oefen daar buite nou dat dit somer is. En omdat ons twee altyd gewoonlik saam gaan hardloop het, behalwe hierdie naweek, het ek verslaaf. Kan jy dit glo? Vir die eerste keer het ek na 8 uur in die oggend gaan slaap. Maar in elk geval, hy's in die oggend hier vanoggend saam met ons en hy gaan gesels oor al die nuutste sportnuus en wat gebeur het hierdie naweek. My groot vraag and the first question is, our Springboks are on the plane. I saw Brian O'Banner tweeting saying they've landed safely and they're in New Zealand.
They got a rousing welcome, which was fantastic to see. You know, I mean, the New Zealanders, there's no love lost between us and New Zealand, but there's a level of respect.
Yeah.
Because, you know, they know we are the defending champions and we know we're there to defend our title. It was great to see a lot of expats, a lot of Afrikaans signs there. I'm sure they loved it. They were probably shattered after a long flight. But they got there, they had a good reception, they've now settled down, they've had their first couple of press conferences. Yesterday, Peter de Villiers again had to justify John Smith as the best number 2 in his team. He went on to say that not only is he the best one in the team, but he's the best number 2 in the world. John Smith retaliated by saying, well, my wife thinks I'm the most attractive man in the world, so take from that what you want. But, you know, the
At
team...
least she didn't say he's the number 2 best hooker in the world.
Exactly, you know, so... His wife's a fan, Peter de Villiers is a fan. Bottom line is he will be the starting hooker in the World Cup. He will be starting probably every game. So Bismarck du Plessis will come on later in the game. But team news...
And you know, I'm a big Busy fan.
So am I.
I'm a huge Bismarck fan.
But I think people need to get over it now and back John Smith.
Yes.
Because
No, I'm backing
he is
John
our captain.
all the way, yes. Yeah.
So, you know, the team will be named on Friday because our game's only on Sunday.
Yeah.
First game is on Friday between New Zealand and Tonga, 10:30 SA time. So the excitement is just building now.
I know.
Everything stops. New Zealand's the kind of place where there's not too much distractions, not too many distractions other than rugby.
Rugby.
You're
But
there
it's
to
just
play
a rugby, that's it.
You know, and that's
the
what they're there
whole
to do.
of New Zealand is rugby mad.
So it's going to be a fantastic tournament. I can't wait for it to start.
No, neither can I.
Sport24, the news has been going crazy about it. Every story is about Rugby World Cup. It's just awesome.
Now, I spent some time in your office this week watching when Oscar took part in World Athletics. So I'm going to be spending some time in your office watching rugby.
We've got enough TVs there.
Now, Curry Cup this weekend. I made a bet with a friend that if the Bulls win, I will wear a little short blue number.
Okay.
Unfortunately, the Bulls lost. So
because you know that your Bulls are safe for a loss these days.
So now I have to go out in public in a short little black Sharks number.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all right. Well, you know what? The Bulls are struggling at the moment. There's some serious problems there. They're now struggling to make the semi-finals. Sharks had an excellent victory. They went to Loftus and they got a victory against them. The scoreline was actually quite flattering to the Bulls because they were actually way behind. 2 late tries made it a bit more pretty on the scoreboard, but at the end of the day, the Bulls are now coming 5th behind Griquas. And Province actually had a good game against Griquas in Kimberley, which is not an easy one.
No, I know.
So they now, and the Cheetahs also had a big win. And the Lions again won. So everything's looking good except for the Bulls. Some worrying times there. We had a good piece on Sport24 this weekend about the fact that the Bulls are in serious danger of losing out in the semi-final spot, which would be a disaster for them.
And then World Athletics this weekend as well.
Yeah, you know.
Exciting stuff.
It was, you know, and I was actually left disappointed because, you know, and people will lambaste me for this, but I think Caster Semenya should have won that gold. She was leading up until the last 100 meters, and it just looked like she was in cruise mode. She got pipped on the line by Savanova, a Russian girl, and I just think she should have won the gold. You know, when you expect like the likes of Caster Semenya and LJ van Zyl to go to a world champs and medal, you expect, and especially in that last 100 meters, when Caster Semenya normally kicks in and she does well in that last 100 meters, when she's leading by that distance, you want her to go and finish and absolutely cream the competition. She faded. And like, yes, it's a silver medal, but she was our main chance of winning a gold medal. We came away with 4 medals, 2 silvers and 2 bronze medals. So it wasn't absolutely disappointing as a whole, but
I'm proud of her. I'm sorry. I'm going to lambaste you. I'm proud of her.
I put a lot of pressure on her.
You did put a lot of pressure. We also put a lot of pressure on Oscar. And
2012 Olympics. So now everyone turns their attention to that, the athletics. So hopefully she'll go and win gold there. It's set up nicely for her.
And David, any other sporting events?
Yeah, well, this week it's all the US Open. The US Open tennis comes to head, and
then also the weekend. I'm sorry, I'm interrupting you there, but Bafana.
Yes, Bafana. They lost. They had a crucial AFCON qualifier in Niger, Niger, and they lost 2-1, which means now that if they had won that game, they would have automatically qualified for next year's AFCON, which is in Equatorial Guinea and Gabon. but they lost. So now they need to get something out of their final game against Sierra Leone.
Yeah.
If they lose that, they're out. You know, and that would be a massive, massive disappointment.
Yeah.
You know, building on from the World Cup, we now looked on in the world stage as one of the better teams in Africa.
I'm sure our boys will pull through.
Yeah, I'm sure that we've got to back them, eh?
Yeah, we will. We'll be wearing Bafana
Let's hope
Bafana
that
Thursdays or something.
The Booker will do well, and
Yes.
we'll keep that spirit going through all
for
our
our
national
Bafana.
teams.
Thanks so much for joining
Only a
us.
pleasure.
And we're going to be getting the whole sport update before the weekend, just after 6:15 on Friday, with the rest of the team from Sport 24. Now, the USN Body and Lifestyle Challenge is aimed at choosing a competitor who has made the biggest change in lifestyle, and it's built on 3 pillars, namely success, the before and after photos, reports just describing how your lifestyle and body has changed. And here are all the details.
Stay with eXpresso and SABC3.